Good morning, traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. So starting off on the weekly, we did end up with a weekly pin bar, which is a fairly bullish signal in itself. And this previous bullish signal here on the weekly of an inside bar. So anything can happen at the moment, but I think for me, we have a crossover. I'm uncomfortable being short here, but I'm also not entirely convinced I want to be long just yet either. So if we just move to the daily, and you'll see the reasons here. So for me at the moment, there's no clear signal here. There are still sellers coming in. We did close above the daily 200 SMA. I've got a grouping of my oscillators. So ended up with a range day. But there's nothing concrete here as to what I need to look at. Like something like this. You see, we had all this indecision, and then we had a proper engulfing bar, which is a signal that we've got something moving to the upside. Okay. So at this stage, there is just confusion here. Nothing really standing out for me. We do have a crossover the moving averages. Our oscillators, however, are grouping into a selling zone. And yeah, I think the other thing to bear in mind is that. Okay, so that is the current trend line, and we're just tracking this trend. Move down to what we can actually trade. You can see the gap up, the bounce off, and the move to the downside. Okay, we need to break this trend line for anything to happen, and I do suspect a little bit of a pullback to close something, although we do have a bit of an island pattern here. So gap down, sideways, gap up. We haven't closed the gap. Okay, however, we want to see a break of this level here, and I'll give that to you now. I just want to work out the island reversal pattern, and these are fairly reliable on the Aussie. Looks like it closes the gap. Yeah. Okay, so what's that? That is 496.90. 496.90 is a level we need to watch out for. Yeah, for me at this stage, if I look at what's going on, okay, 10 cent is up 1.1%. Rand is getting hammered again, which also bodes well for a long, so it's 15.24. And the futures markets on the US markets are fairly flat, and nothing else is there. Okay, so I think the key for me today is probably going to be our closing range strategy. Okay, so I just want to pick up that last bar is crap data, and yeah, it's okay. So the last bar is crap data. So what we want to do here is pick up the following. Just get rid of all the noise. Okay, so the last two bars is our closing range strategy, and I think that is pretty much what I'll be looking at. If I look at the price action through the day on Friday, look at the sellers stepping in here. They sold off, it rallied a bit of the profit taking, and then more people entered again. So I suspect we're going to get a break to the downside. Probably close this downside gap first before we start picking a direction. Bear in mind that there is a massive gap to the upside as well. So this is the one that I'd be playing. The Dow and the Dax are not looking very promising at the moment. And just get this up and then we can talk about it now. Right. Okay, so closing range, what we're looking for is a 5 or a 6 minute close below 49371. If we can get that, then I suspect we will get the range target of 49215. It's only 160 points. Yeah. Anyway, that is the view. But looking at that, if it's only 160 point range, I think I'll rather just wait for something down the bottom here again to get back in. So either wait at the gap close, because if you look at this, you can have fairly decent entry there with a 300 point stop loss. Okay. So I'm a little bit uncomfortable being short around here, rather looking for some structure for a long. We think we found some fairly decent support here. Okay, so yeah, that's the only trade that I can see today, and that's pretty much the closing range strategy. Either break to the downside. If we do break the downside, there is profit taking at the first part of the range target, but then the gap close is another one. And bear in mind that gap close is not on this bar, but this inside bar here. This is crap data. So your gap close is right the way down here at 48920, 48930 to be safe. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's what I see at the moment. I suspect we're going to see either a break the downside or break the upside. Break the upside, first range target is 49700, but bear in mind I have that swing low there at 49820, and I expect to bounce off there to the downside, and then another opportunity to get long to move up and close the gap to the upside, which is, call it 50,000. Okay, but it is Monday, so I do suspect we either continue going sideways or we're just still volatile with no real direction until something happens. But if you look at, if we just zoom out here, look at all the levels that you've got to play with. So just be careful. I think either sit it out. In other words, wait for this diagonal trend line break to close the gap, come back, test the break, and then start building the long. That would be interesting. Or alternatively, just wait for the downside gap to close and then look for the long. So yeah, I'm very uncomfortable being short here, just looking at all the oscillators and pretty much where we are at the moment. Okay, and look to the left, look at all the mess that we've got at these with these levels. Okay, anyway, guys, hope it helps you somewhat. And if you're in doubt, sit out of this and wait for tomorrow. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.